One more time, people. Thank you for joining us. It is Saturday, May 29th, 2021. I am excited for everything that's going on today. Believe it or not, both of our guests have talked about the same issues, some of the same things, and I'm so excited. I didn't do that on purpose, but however, it still works. Again, if you want to be a sponsor or advertise on the show, please let me know. Get in touch with me. You can call me, you can put me on inbox on my Facebook page, which is Sunshine Camila, Kamela. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. Like and share. And again, that is Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. Also, the show again has been a great help to me on the personal level as well as with my family and friends and people I don't even know. Again, we believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And then when my show comes on, when the show comes on, I'll let you know how I know the person. So I believe he is coming on now in just a second.
I'm trying to change the name though. Wait a minute.
Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can't see you. Now I can't hear you. I'm muted.
Now
There
can
you
you
go.
hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, sweet.
So today,
Yay. Yay.
to end my day off, I have, oh my gosh, history right
Right.
here. History. This has been my friend since probably what, 5, 6 years old?
Wow. Yes. I would think definitely single digit sandbox. Probably first grade level. Yeah. Kindergarten.
Yes,
Family.
we've been
Yeah.
around for a
All our
very, very
lives.
long time.
At least, man, 40
Yep.
years, bro. 30
Yeah.
some 9 years.
Yes, we have
not to
history.
not to tell on myself, but yeah, we've been.
Yeah, we have history. So, um, this one right here. Oh my gosh.
What's that?
So his official name, we're gonna go there.
Okay, official.
Now on the flyer it says Reginald Moore,
Right.
but he doesn't go by Reginald Moore anymore.
That's not true in its entirety, however.
So we're gonna get into that. But uh I've known Reggie. We went to our first church together, which
Yes.
was Wayside Missionary
Missionary
Baptist
Baptist.
Church.
On Rones and Warren. Mm-hmm.
And I spent the majority of my time there until I was like 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie left way earlier than I did,
Not
but
that
we
much
got a
earlier,
chance.
but kind of earlier, yeah.
Yeah, we got a
It seems
chance
like it was a
to
long time. It really wasn't that long. But go ahead. Oh, listen.
go to the same high school together as
That's
well.
right.
We went to Laura F. Osborne.
I was born. Old dog. Good
Um,
nights.
so I would see him in the halls with a couple of other of our choir members, actually.
Yes, that's true.
Um, and I felt safe. I never told him this. I felt
Hmm.
safe because these were people that I worship with, that I known basically all my life, that I knew coming in as a freshman that nothing was going to happen to me because they were there.
Word up. That's real though.
Yeah, they
Same
were
here
there.
though. Same here with Travis and then being there before me and then with Louis Bass. I ain't gonna
Yep.
say his other name, but with Louis being there and then Michael was there at the
Right.
time. So plus my friend Dre, and then Dre was coming to church from that time. He was like lived around the corner from me. So yeah, we did have a squad there. And
Yes, we I made sure that well, they knew where my locker was at the time.
yep.
They would check on me. um, and make sure that I was good.
That's right.
Especially when you're coming in as a freshman, you always have those you're
Bullies.
you're scared
They hit bullies and they
sometimes.
coming. They
Yeah,
coming.
you hear all the negative part of being a freshman.
Yes,
That
yes.
first Friday, freshman
Freshman
Friday.
Friday. Yep, I remember
Yes,
that.
I was terrified because I thought something was going to happen.
Well, it kind of that freshman Friday thing stopped the year I got there.
Hmm.
I don't know what happened, but I remember like Lewis told me, don't go out that door. Leave out this door. It was like the Friday, freshman Friday, and it was like a weird kind of psychological type, maybe gaslighting because you so scared, and then people telling you the wrong stuff, and you thinking you're gonna be safe if you go out that door, but that's the ambush. And I had somebody older than me to say, nah, see, that's the okey doke. Don't go that way. Let's go this way. I'm about to walk you across the street. We about to jump on the freight and catch the 7 mile back to the crib. However, a lot of the homies did walk out that door and they was getting jumped, beat up, bullied.
Yes,
It
I
was
was just about to
really,
say that.
it really was going down like that at
It
that
did not
time.
stop.
It didn't
So
stop.
this was
Oh,
no. So I went in 92,
hmm,
92. It was still a thing,
wow.
and because I was an athlete,
Oh,
that was
wow.
the only reason why nothing happened to us because the athletes stuck together.
Right.
Truly.
True.
So the older ones like, okay, stay in the gym. This is what our instructions was. Stay in the
See?
gym until a certain time. If you
Yep.
gotta
And then,
miss your bus or we'll make sure you get home, whatever.
right.
But don't go out here right now after school. That last bell,
Yeah, don't do it.
don't
Yep.
do it. And some people did get hurt. And I
Wow.
had to make sure when my brother came in,
Same
um,
thing, right.
the following year? I think I had to make sure. My brother was playing football, and it
Mm.
was his freshman year. They all got the pep talk. No, go into. Um, but the football team came out, and it was like, no, don't mess with them. Don't.
Yeah. People
So
knew. Right,
it
right,
was
right,
still
right.
happening. Hmm.
Wow. I thought that thing was over. Like they just was like, no, they ain't doing that no more. And because I
No,
never
it was
heard of
it.
it after that.
Yeah, it
And I was
became
still
more
there
so
during
like
Osborne, you know what I'm saying? But I never
they
heard of
started
that.
using it as a gang affiliation type thing. Because a lot of people got hurt. Yep.
Mm.
So as we said, welcome
What up, Doe? Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Reginald.
everything. Yes, Reg, Big Reg from the hood, Reginald, yes. The general, the leader, the king. That's what Reginald means. Murer, you know what I'm saying? That goes back to ancient times and means like son of the king of something or something. So I'm just regal, like you sure say, legacy of everything. Legacy of everything.
So I'm gonna jump around.
Okay.
So when I said when I first came on that this is history that we're looking at. So Reginald is heavily into music, always
Yes.
been.
Always.
Not just choir. Yeah, he can hold a note, you guys.
Me, me,
Um,
me.
but he, don't do that. Don't- But he's a well-known rapper
Yes, yes,
from
yes. I
our
know the
city.
lyrics. Yes.
So talk about that.
Detroit. Well, what would you like me to say? Really, give me some. Like you
So
just. That's
let's
kind of
go
a broad.
from
Like my.
who. When I
Yeah.
say you are a well-known rapper, let's go
Okay.
from how that started
Mm,
to who you were around,
okay.
and even to the point where you are in a. Do they call a museum or a Hall of Fame? What is that?
It's a museum working on the Hall of Fame. We don't have a Hall of
Gotcha.
Fame yet, but two museums, three museums actually. One in Saginaw, the DIA, and the Michigan Hip Hop Archives, which is in Kalamazoo. And basically, I started in Osborne. Actually, let's go back to the Bourne. So we talking high school, right? My freshman year. I just so happened to sit at the table because I wasn't seriously about rapping yet. I was still bringing my rap books and stuff like that to choir practice and all of that. Because I was telling, because we had the DN4 chorale, we had our own group or whatever, and we was all touring, doing the gospel thing. However, when I got to the lunch table, Osborne. That's when I first saw like my like first rap experience, like people beating on the tables and people being like fresh, freestyling. You could tell like they're making this stuff off the top of their heads, because they're rapping about the stuff and the lunch food and it's terrible and the milk carton and you
Right.
know what I mean. I'm saying all that kind of cool stuff. So I'm looking at this and I'm amazed, but I already had rhythm because I played several instruments probably since man, I don't even remember third grade. I think I grabbed the clarinet though, right? But I'm about to jump around real quick. Third grade clarinet, I was in the music class with a guy by the name of James Yancey. James Yancey played the cello. He had a sister named Martha Yancey. She played the flute. Now I'm gonna get back to James Yancey a little bit later. So by ninth grade, I run into Deshaun Holton, aka Big Proof. May he rest in peace. He was one of the premier rappers, but his name was Maximum at the time. So Maximum was just the battle rap extraordinaire off the dome. Like I told you, get freestyle, all that. A lot of that stuff was him, a guy by the name of Genuine and K9, and he rest in peace too. These guys were amazing to me. So I was just doing the beats on the table and saying, stuff like that. I got good enough to do that. So they would come down where the freshmen were at and we would do the beats because a lot of us was in band, and then they'd be rapping and stuff. So the beats, the DJs and the rappers. So we would always sit at that table, and sooner or later, Cypher would come out after we get done eating or whatever. And this just blew my mind, right? So I remember one time it was one of them freshman things. It was this dude by the name of Joe. He had Ice House Records later on, like in 2000 or something. And this dude was trying to bully me, and then Proof came over and got on his head, and I saw the fear in his eye. Like his fear was worse than my fear. Once Proof stepped to him, you know what I mean? And he didn't even have to do that. You know what I mean? But Proof was like the type of person like the bullies, which is, I don't know. But anyway, so I just was like, dang, my man took up for me. And you know what I'm saying? So I kind of really started gravitating to them, just going down on their end of the table. Because it was like the freshmen was at one table. Then you had like the upperclassmen, seniors at the end or whatever. Because I think Proof's like 3 years older than me. So he might have been in 11th grade while I was in the ninth grade. So with that, man, it was just like, man, all this rap stuff, all of this, my mind was blown. So I go home. I'm like, I got to do this rap thing. I'm serious with this. I'm just feeling this. And then I think it turned from like 91, 92. And then that was almost where I was kind of like about to leave the choir, like Wayside and all of that. Because I had found this thing and I had found like a lot of information in the rap. The hip hop at that particular time was very conscious. It was always saying something. It always had a message. Even if it was gangster or whatever, it always have a message of some kind of positivity or leaving you with some kind of morals or story, whatever. No one's half the battle, G.I. Joe type thing. So that summer, I started hanging out with, because I got real serious, started writing raps. Like, I got raps now, okay. And it was a guy around the corner from me by the name of Bernard Russell. Now, that's Andre Russell, who used to go to church with me, older brother. And I had a couple raps. I really wasn't sweet yet, but I heard he was going to the studio. I heard he was connected. He was doing big things. So I was like, okay, how else would I know? I'm gonna go around here, not necessarily use my friend to get to my other friend, but hey, it's connected. So man, we hanging out at your house. You know what I'm saying? Your brother got the turntables in the basement. He got the sound system. He got all the tapes. Every tape, new album, record come out. He got it. He on a hip hop thing. He's living it, right? So I'm like, well, let me get over here. Let me get close. Started busting some raps here and there. He laughed at me. I was, what I'm saying? I kept coming back. He kept dogging me. Kept, get off my porch. You whack. Get out of here. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But I kept going. And then one day, I was just good. And I was a little better. And then he was like, all right, so he's 4 years older than me. So if I'm 14, he's 18. I'm not even supposed, they get in the clubs, they go in the clubs and stuff like that now. So I'm trying to go with to the clubs with them and rap. You feel
Mm.
me? At least go catch the vibe and see what they talking about, because I heard about this place called the Rhythm Kitchen. Now, the Rhythm Kitchen was one of the first premier hip hop spots that you saw, what that was here, like the full elements of hip hop. B-boys, the graph artists, the DJ, MCs, you know what I'm saying? The knowledge, all of that type of thing was there. The graph artists, everybody was there at that particular time. It wasn't like your Detroit's Most Wanted and, earlier cats. It was just like it was more rap, but a lot of that was New York influence, Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But this was like, wear what you like, come as you are, whatever. So I started seeing people rap and I started seeing styles, like different kinds of styles. And that was inspirational. And then the DJ who had the studio that Thyme went to or Bernard went to, he pulled Proof and Thyme together. So that's how I met Thyme and Proof, Bernard and Deshaun. I'm hanging out with them. I got my own group at the time, and then something happened. My partner, his mother, you know what I'm saying, it was real bad drug situation or whatever. So he had to go live with his father. So that left me solo as an artist, but I'm still tagging along with them. So I'm freestyling, sharpening, watching, you know what I'm saying, they skills. I'm getting better, better, better because I was already good at the music thing. So, bars, I already know how to count that in studio, just, freestyling, getting better. And then one day they invited me into the group, the two of them. And it was interesting because once we got cool, we heard about this dude like really tight, like as a group. We heard about because we didn't really have a producer at the time, and we had a DJ, but not like a producer that was really making the sound that we was trying to do. I think a Tribe Called Quest might have been that hip hop, maybe the staple, but we weren't trying to sound like them. But that
Mhm.
might have been like the weirdo type of thing, Native Tongue, haha, De La Soul, Jungle Brothers.
Mhm.
The Black Medallions. You ain't need to go. You ain't need none of that. You could just, what I'm saying. I started twisting my hair up. What I'm saying. People was laughing at first. It was a new thing, the natural hair look. What I mean, all of that. So we were like kind of pioneering that look, that sound, that fashion, whatever that was at the time. So one day we go over to John Doe's house. Well, no, it was my man QD house, but John Doe was there because I knew from my rap partner that who left.
Moved away.
He, yeah, who broke away. See, when we were rapping, he linked up with some guys at Persian. Now, Persian is the I guess our arch rival school on
Yes.
7 Mile. You feel me? So he went west, I went east, and I would skip up there sometimes because I heard about the hip hop, the freestyle, all of that, b-boy, all that shit, right? So I go up there and then I see my homies from like Frank and Dank, T3 from Slum Village. It was a lot of cats. YG from PPP, Platinum Pie Pipers. All these guys ended up having groups and stuff and deals later on in life. But at first, this was like my first time meeting, greeting them. You feel me? So we had already had this establishment. We heard about this dude named John Doe that had these beats. So fast forward maybe a year, half a year, my man's out, my partner's gone. I'm rolling with this crew, and then we going back over to the same house where the beats was at. So I already knew where we was at, but my man, we was whacked then. You feel me? But now I'm back with another crew, way longer, stronger. We get over there. That's your Slum Village kind of meeting Five Elements for the first time. Dilla, Jay Dilla, who is John Doe, Fame, a few name changes, but this is that beginning of Detroit hip hop, the sound, the fashion, the flair, the energy, the spirituality, that love, that neo soul sound. That's where a lot of this was cultivated from because, man, Earl Van Dyke was who from the Motown legends, the Funk Brothers. A lot of the Funk Brothers used to come to Osborne and they were some of our music teachers. So Proof learned from them. Proof's father, he didn't tell us this, is McKinley Jackson from McKinley Jackson and the Politicians, also a Motown legendary group. Okay. He knew Marvin Gaye, Nights Over Egypt. His dad wrote and arranged a lot of these songs that, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? What's Going On? I heard he did like Marvin Gaye with, they got drug stories together. You feel me? Like that kind of Motown, he's deep into that. Proof didn't say nothing about that. He was acting like his dad was some low life or something. You know what I mean? He was trying to play a hood like he was some thug running with, you know what I'm saying? Because some of us in where we from, it's single parent households and where he had cable, and it was went to, I think, Jay Zoo private school. He went to Cranbrook. You feel me? So he's not hood. He just was kind of like the hard-headed kid who got kicked out of private school. Now he's at the Osborne, and then he went to Kettering, and you know what I mean? Just this little bad kid or whatever, mischievous. So with the mischievous proof, we got Thine, myself, Dilla. Batin wasn't in the group yet from Slum Village. He was still in a group called Last Ones Out. But once they added me to the group, then Batin came, and then like the mirroring of Five Ella and Slum Village has always been a thing in hip hop. If you ever go back and listen to the songs, listen to a lot of the original material, you know what I'm saying? But it's from that meeting and the first putting out our first independent EP produced by Jay Dilla, it just, blew up. We had radio play, we had, Billy T, shout out to Billy T with the Detroit Love. He was a DJ, still is a DJ in Detroit. And he's doing more R&B now, but he held us down on that hip hop. He made sure people paid attention, listened. He threw shows, let us open up, let us blow up, and it became a big thing because we all worked at the hip hop shop by, I want to say, 1996. I think I graduated 95, so yeah, by 95, 96, my first job, the hip hop shop. Maurice Malone, who from Maurice Malone Designs, who is a huge designer. People need to look him up. He's from Detroit. He owned the hip hop shop. So when you see artists like Eminem and D12 and all these different stories that came from, or the movie 8 Mile, for instance, all the references, I'm one of those guys in that entourage, like with the Eminem crowd or whatever, with his boys in the movies. It's like certain things are kind of hazy, but I would probably be like the DJ is dude saying respect the ladies, man, and the dude with the locks, the intelligent one. That's the one, the Sharif in Minister Society kind of dude. You know what I
Okay.
mean? All of them thugged out, but I'm still gonna be that dude because I was the youngest one, and my religion, everything always was really the same. It stayed peace. So even though I wasn't necessarily in the church, doesn't mean I wasn't in the church here in my heart. And I didn't take the church with me. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So all my writings, everything's always been spiritual, metaphysical. Even if it sounds kind of raunchy or whatever, it still has a meaning or some kind of moral to it. Because when Jesus was in the streets talking to the thugs and whatever, you got to speak their language, give them parables, give them different type of ways that they can understand the truth or get the message across. So, you know what I mean? I just kept that going and influencing the homies to be that positive type of people or consciousness. And then I really started studying a lot of metaphysics and stuff like that. So man, from that, it was a guy around the corner, which is funny. My man Raquib, or Eric, the guy who went away or whatever, he was trying to date this girl whose father was a Muslim. See, that's how I got to the Islamic factor, right? He couldn't say assalamu alaikum. So my man wouldn't let him in. He couldn't even see his daughter. You got the password, son. The passwords, you can get in, right? So I was like, dang, because I had all these books and I was studying all this stuff. And I was confused at one point in time because a lot of the stuff really wasn't making sense. Kind of needed a buffer. You know what I mean? It's like imagine a 11-year-old child studying quantum physics, quantum mechanics, but he'll barely even know his times tables really good. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. So we go around the corner. He couldn't say assalamu alaikum. We practiced like 4 blocks. We practiced. He's going to see the girl. I'm going to see the man to get the knowledge. I got these books. I go in. He has to stay out on the porch. He's kicking it, saying, getting his girlfriend thing on. And from that, I just started really building with this guy because he was like, what are you doing with these books at this age? Like, young brother, this is not no stuff you should even be thinking about in life right now. Like, why is this your focus? And I was like, this is that knowledge, bro. I'm trying to figure this out because my grandmother read the Revelation to me as a bedtime story, and that's single digits growing up. I got other siblings that will testify to that. So my whole thing was keep it righteous, keep it love, don't go to hell. No matter what you know what I'm saying, hell is don't go there. It's a scary place and all the whatever. fire and brimstone, torment, whatever. So that fear always kept me in line with the Most High, no matter where I went, no matter what book I was studying. I was always able to pull the essence or the purity or what we call the Christ consciousness out of it. So with that, the hip hop learning, man, an order started from like maybe 500 different people, males, females, who was learning this information. Dilla was in it. When you see by 10 from some village wrapping his head up with the turban, that's how he learned this information. You go back and listen to a lot of the music. He talks about the order of Melchizedek. A lot of that. That's where Melchizedek is who gave Abraham in the Bible the plug to the divine. He changed Abraham name was Abram first, and then he changed his name to Abraham. But the Bible only speaks a little bit of Melchizedek. So that order, that knowledge, that information has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. I am one of those people who were of that liberty at that time to be there to catch a lot of that information, a lot of that knowledge, and be able to correlate the Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, Islamic parts or factors and all those in between. It's really one big system. Just people are just picking out their slice of the pie, so to speak. That's the best way I can see it. But it's 360 degrees. But depends on how you slice your pie. You can get a thin slice, or you can get a nice little hump. You know what I mean? And
Right.
or you can have the whole thing. So with that, the holistic system of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice in hip hop, I just learned how to embody all that, keep that going, and that's been like one of my missions in life. And I'm a historian of it, in a nutshell, so to speak.
So, um, with that being said, you have been chosen the group um, to be in museums,
Yes.
to be acknowledged with the things what we saw years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes what I'm getting at is sometimes we don't know that passion that we have is actually the tool God used to be a trailblazer.
Yes, that's the fuel. That's the rocket
We,
fuel. I
yeah,
totally agree. Yes.
we don't know until you're in the thick of things. Like,
Did I
wow,
do
we
that?
really do. Yeah, we're like we really
They calling
right.
me
Like
asking me to come down
that
to
was
the.
me. Like for real.
Yeah, I did do that.
So the
Ooh.
lights come
Yeah.
on
Yeah, I
later
agree.
on
In life, it
when
does.
people are really realizing that you are a part of history.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and because I was talking to, I'm gonna say your wife,
Okay. You can say my
yesterday,
wife. Yes. Uh-huh.
and I told her I don't forget people most of the time, and I don't forget a lot of things most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember, um, you have these assumptions. I'm gonna put this out there.
Okay, I'm listening.
And so me and Reggie, uh, I would say it was one of my first real boyfriends, as we could say.
Yep. Old
And
school.
then
Yes.
he got older, and while he was referencing into um, phasing out of what the church that we were in, he came to me one day. He came to
You'll never
me, and
forget
we were
this.
in a spot
So
of
funny.
going our separate ways. Uh, I'm gonna say he was maturing because, like I said,
Yes.
he's
Yes.
maybe like a
And I was
year or
being
so.
honest, it wasn't no. I wasn't telling you no lies and nothing. I was learning. I might have been a little bit more aggressive with the truth, but yes, I'm listening.
So he comes to my locker one day. I'm in the ninth grade,
Mm,
and he says, "In order for us to be together,
mm-hmm.
you got to read this book on how to be my woman."
Man,
And at the time, I'm like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Yeah, and by the way, you won't be the only one." Huh? What you mean? Because I'm not into sharing. What are you talking about?
What is you talking about?
And so, you know, it was at that point I said, yeah, nah, I can't do this. And so, like I was explaining to her, because we have history,
Mhm.
it comes around like we don't talk often,
Right.
but when we do talk, it's as if time has stood still. He's married, and the first time I saw her, I wasn't trying to be funny. I was very ignorant. I was like, now how is it this
This,
person that's
please,
supposed to be this
please,
and that,
please say it. Please, please. I welcome that.
how in the world
I
he
welcome that.
gonna basically this in my head?
No, no, say
How
it,
he gonna
please. Yes.
how he gonna leave me for a white chick? This I just said. That was my ignorance then. And so I'm getting taps on the shoulder. Now we're in a funeral.
Oh wow. Okay, you telling me some new stuff now. Okay, I'm listening.
I'm in a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically our grandma,
Right.
everybody's grandma.
Everybody, grandma.
And I get a tap on the shoulder. Guess who here? Who? Everybody should be here. What you talking about? Reggie. What okay, so what about him? He says, Reggie in here got some white girl on his arm and she pregnant. Like, huh? And so I'm all like, okay, I mean, we not like that no more. We okay, so
They
what?
holding you to the standard. That's funny. Like it's your fault. Like
Like,
you failed
right.
me or
Like
something.
I'm
That's
like,
so
we're
silly,
not
man.
even
Right, we ain't seen each other.
it's not even like that. And so when I saw her, I was like, oh, she pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
okay. At least she ain't ugly, but okay. And so, time has passed. They have three beautiful daughters.
Yes, we do.
Matter of fact, the last one, if
Seven,
I'm not
five, and
mistaken, was
three.
that Christmas?
Christmas, yep. Yeah, Christmas, baby.
And
Give me
so
3 and
that one
6.
shocked me because he didn't tell me. I just
Mm-hmm.
so happened seen a picture like, wait, she
It's
is
another
pregnant
one.
again?
It's
And so I
another.
kind of, blessed him out a little bit because of that. But however, they're still going on. They still have, their beautiful children. They're,
Yes.
allowing them to um, come into their own naturally. I would
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
When you come from a well-known family, singing family,
Mm.
sometimes we have that unknown pressure to, pass on the torch. But I have watched him over the years. He's, he had his own radio show. He is still a part of music, always will be a part of music. Because again, our foundation, we come from singing families. Both of
Right.
us do.
Right.
And then we were reared up in the church.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we come into our own spot of what music means to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was very like when we talk, just like when I with Elgin, um, it's for hours. We could
Yeah,
talk
that's true.
because we have something natural. We have
Mm-hmm.
something that's very honest and transparent. Now, because I have my beliefs and he has his, we don't bump heads.
Oh
We
no.
talk. And then we have our discussions,
Mm-hmm.
and we go on about our business. We still have much love for each other. We have moments where I just found some pictures of us when we were younger, singing in the
Classic.
choir, and
Classic.
our parents, and um, it's it's beyond our church family. Even to this day, we're still family
Yes.
because that's all we knew. Um, they were. I'm trying not to cry.
Oh.
They were a part of the village. If you ever hear me talk about it, really takes a village to
Oh
raise your
yes.
children.
Oh yes. Yes. That's serious.
Um, his mom is an awesome singer. His sister is an awesome singer. His uncles, his dad, everybody. That was our village.
Mm-hmm.
Was our natural family, and then Wayside was our family. Even in those old moments of dysfunctional, whatever you want to call it,
That's family though.
we were, and we still are. So everything that I am, the majority of it, I learned being in the presence and learning all the stuff from Wayside. My first singing was
Mm-hmm.
with my mother at Wayside. My first plays that I was
Wow.
in,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Easter speeches and things of that
All
nature.
that stage fright stuff that we
Stage
got
fright,
over all of that young. Yeah, you're
it
right. That was the training
began
ground.
in Wayside. It wasn't school.
Yep, you're
It was
right.
Wayside. And so they'll come up to you after you get done, baby. That was so good. And some
Mm-hmm.
of them will even tell you and critique you. Then my mother had a thing, if you're afraid, don't look anyone in the face or find someone who um, you know is supporting you. And you
Mm-hmm.
look at them the whole time. Or if there's this big old clock that was in the church. You
I remember
remember that
that.
clock
Yeah, it was at the back with a pool. I mean, with a,
up
at
there?
the up there.
And so
Yeah.
she said sometimes if you gotta not pay attention to people's faces, you will look at this
Watch the
clock
clock. Mm.
and just do what you have to do. She drilled about if they gave you something, you practice over and over and
Over and
over
over
again.
again. That's
Don't
real.
wait to the last minute on anything. You're
That's
not about
real.
to embarrass me, okay?
Oh, that embarrassment thing was serious. That was
So
there's
when
no
it
no no
came
none of
to
that.
um, showmanship,
Mm-hmm.
which we do a lot of, we learned
Yes,
there.
we do. Yes, we do. That's real. I'm about to walk in here real quick. I gotta grab this charger. They not listening to me. I tried to send a text real quick. Pardon me for a second.
Okay.
The washing machine
Excuse me.
stuff,
Hold up.
it doesn't.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Saturday
You
morning
can
cartoons going
you
down.
can are they in the room with you?
Yes.
Yes, they
We're
are.
gonna have to move.
You could, show them.
Hey, you want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
Hello, how are
Auntie
you?
Lisha. She can't hear you. I got the headphones on. Hold on.
Everybody
Oh.
at bed.
Say hi. She ain't looking. She like, nah.
I wanna say
That's
She just
that's
walked away like,
Aziza.
yeah,
Oh, no.
okay.
Hi. That's Kriya. Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, we just fresh off Saturday morning cartoons and
That's all good.
cereal and waking up late and you know.
Those used to be the days, I promise you.
Man, that's why I do it for them.
Saturday, good cartoon,
That's why I do it for them. I
bowl of
raise them
cereal.
up, give them the same love, energy, protection. You know what I'm saying? It's just something my dad said. He's like, you know how you raise your kids? Raise them how you was raised. I was like, I ain't turned out so bad. So yeah, maybe that ain't a bad idea. Yeah, maybe yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
so.
we definitely have to remember that. So you guys, I just want y'all to know that he is definitely always will be history.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And we talked about, he he said, well, when you get time, I got to get you on my show. So
Yes.
um
Yes. The Moorish Mud Show. It's something I'm putting together coming from like I was saying, the whole Moorish identity, like just basically going back to what you were saying, like for instance, yes, I have started in the Christian faith, but yet and still I don't think I've necessarily left what would be the I haven't left Christ. You understand what I'm saying? That's something else. But with the Christian aspect, that's a different kind of thing for me versus holistically what everything else is kind of moving in. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm not really European like that. But then my girl look European like that, but she don't move like that. You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
She move more Moorish. So even though she look European, so if that makes sense, because you know what I
It is
mean?
what it is,
It is
right?
what it is. And you know, the love is the love. So it's like from that, I knew that. And I've always felt that way. Like how everybody was in church, man, since we first started dating, since we first really started kicking it, it's always been that kind of thing because, you know, it's like the outside people, like whatever. Because I hadn't met her parents and shit yet. So I remember like some of our first dates was like, look, we gonna sit down and watch this movie Jungle Fever. Like, no, I'm serious because yeah, like let me
Wait,
show
wait,
you
wait. They
what.
had you or you had
No,
them?
I had her.
Oh,
She doesn't watch many movies, so I'm like, look, you need to see this because I don't want this to happen to you. Or you know what I'm saying? You go home one day,
and they disown you.
she beat the shit out you, then disown you, kick you. You know what I mean? Hey, you better check your trap first. Be a triple trap checker, cause hey, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
you
saying?
definitely have to and I probably get her on the show
Mhm,
too. I have a couple of cousins, that are um biracial,
mhm,
and when the world went from, I don't want to say I'm black and I'm proud, but all black lives matter and all of this stuff,
mhm.
and some of these things became an unknown fear that was spread it because of that. And so if you're not in a place where you are a solidified person, this can really bother you or mess you up.
Oh yes, I've noticed like some of my European homies, like white guilt is real. A lot of people from the George Floyd thing, like George Floyd, may he rest in peace, was a different kind of case because no one really saw that type of torture, that type of plea, help. Man was crying for his mother type of situation, and nobody helped, nobody stopped, nobody, you know what I'm saying? That for the world to see that now, I would say in 2020, black men, brown skin, dark skinned men, whatever, such as myself, Moorish identity, Hebrew, whatever you want to call yourself, finally have the empathy of the world, similar to what the Jewish community had in Nazi Germany. The
Yeah,
world
because
sees
it's
it
it's
now.
spread it. And what was the tool of social media?
Yes,
We were seeing protests in places we would have
everywhere. I
never.
never even thought they cared about us at. You might have never seen nobody black over there, but they was like, look, oppression is
Enough,
oppression. Like,
yes,
yes,
enough is enough.
enough of thank you. And I'm
Yeah.
because before it's oh y'all ain't working hard enough, or oh y'all this and nah, you ain't doing enough. So you got to take life by the horns. You get all this cliche stuff, but when you living as a brother in this society, man, nobody understands what you going through when you're on the bottom of the totem pole. You want to represent from your people for your people, but you get more resistance from your quote unquote
Oh, your own
people
people.
than you do from other people. And then it's like, well, I gotta go logically where they love me at and demonstrate this way before I could do this because I'm not getting the response or the reciprocity that I'm looking
With
for.
so much, with social media, like I said, we could talk about in everything. We have seen so many, police brutality, and I mean, we've been seeing this since God knows when.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's more of a limelight. Movies, a body cam, and all of these things. To the point where some things we get a yay, and then some be like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was, a fear, when you have, like, I fear for my brother who um is big, like
Right.
muscular,
Right.
and he's in
Threatening.
Alabama,
Right. Dark brother look
and
threatening.
he
Yes.
has a mouth. He knows the law,
Right.
but it's like, please don't pull my brother over.
Right.
Please don't do this, because
Ain't no
here you have
telling.
that. Please don't, don't kill, even in the littlest, simplest thing, and it was gunshot, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and it, not to be funny, but when I moved to Alabama in 2005, yeah, 2005, I was there for 10 years.
Oh
My
wow.
mother first reaction was, how dare you
Okay.
move from the city of Detroit to go down south to get lynched?
Wow. It wasn't even like that when you went there though, was it?
No. Now
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
say
There
this.
are.
There were parts that, yeah, don't do that. But then
Mm-hmm.
there were parts, as a certain time, you don't need to be over here. You don't need to
Mm.
be. But at the same time, I had so much peace down there. It was enlightening
Mm.
to me, because what we were shown, the Mississippi burning and all of this
Oh
stuff, you
yeah,
would think that
it was
it's
still
just
going
dirt
down.
road, is this, is that,
They got
and it,
Chipotle down there. What you talking about?
I
Right.
mean, when we first
Okay.
got there, it was, I thought Walmart was the club. And then, where I lived, a person had a farm, and
Mm,
you would drive back, and it was it was cows would meet you at the gate. And then eventually you didn't see the cows no more. So one day they was their house is way up there, and the mailboxes was right in the entrance gate.
right.
So
I
you
know
ain't
exactly what
walking
you're talking
that.
about. Nah,
So you gotta drive
to
to the
get the
mailbox.
mail. Yeah.
So one day I'm driving by, I'm walking actually, and I said, where's your cows? I haven't seen them. She said, yeah, this is the time where we sell them for the meat.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay. And so eventually you see another patch of new cows.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, the more we stayed, the more it became more city like. They
Mm,
had things, but
right.
it wasn't like it is now. I haven't been back since 2014, so I'm kind of scared to see what it is now.
Well, what part were you at?
I
What
was in
part?
Huntsville,
Huntsville. How close is
which
that
is the
to
northern part
northern part?
of
Okay.
Alabama. What they call it, the Rocket City. Um, is
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
yeah. Where you see the thing where we turn
the
at
Rocket,
the
yeah.
rocket, yeah, the
So
big shit. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I've been through there
and
plenty of
where
times.
I lived, it was no crime basically because I lived a hop, skip, and a jump from the army base that was active at the
Wow,
time.
got you,
And
got
then a
you.
couple of years later, they dismantled that and kind of got rid of a lot of the army bases, and it
Hmm.
became like a housing for those families who were deported or
Displaced from
whatever. I mean, not deported.
deported, what, Katrina or whatever.
Yes,
Something like that.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I became friends with a lot of military people.
Mm,
The church that I went to at the time was all basically all military family.
got you.
So it was a different, outlook on how I viewed the South. Literally, I kid you not, if my parents wasn't sick, I would have never moved back to Detroit.
Wow.
Never.
That's funny
But
you say that though, because
it's the truth. I would have
I
never
went
moved back.
down there and I saw it, felt the sun and all of that, and I was like in not too far from Montgomery,
Hmm.
and because my mom's from there and my dad's from there, so it's that was like a what do you call it? Um, when you do a going back like to the holy city or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you taking that trip. I'm
you
seeing
don't.
all of that. I'm seeing my
It's
dang like
it's not.
uncles.
Oh
This is
God,
this is where y'all was at. It looked like
I
Dukes
miss
of
it.
Hazard with a lot of nice houses, but not no dirt road.
Absolutely.
Not a dirt road though. Nice roads, and then houses are spaced
The
out. And
houses are nice. What we pay
really, price
here,
of living. Oh my goodness, they're
what
laughing
we
at us.
pay here,
They
the
laughing at
apartment
us.
that I lived in, I had three full bedrooms. Nope, I take that back. I had a large living room, large patio.
Hmm.
I had a circle kitchen,
Oh wow.
and I had a master bedroom and another bedroom, and then my in the wall was the upright laundry,
Oh
washing
yeah, the
machine and
washing
dryer.
machine. Yeah, wash your back.
Both rooms had walk-in closets.
See what I'm
And
saying?
in my master bedroom, it was the his and her sink, all
Sinks.
of this,
Oh wow.
less than $900.
See what I'm saying?
Plus had access to a laundry room,
See what I'm
a
saying?
pool, several pools, things like
See what I'm
that.
saying?
You can't get that
You
here.
can't get that.
What
That's
that I
gonna
said,
be
oh
at
my God.
least three
The
thousand.
food was no food taxes. So whatever it
Really?
was, that's what
Wow.
it was. You know how we do the extra
99 cent is 99 cent, not 106. Wow. Gotcha.
no. And so it was I've never been, well, I've had, racial issues, not necessarily on my part,
Hmm.
but the people wasn't like what is betrayed on movies
Well,
or
I tell you this. One thing that I learned is that when most of the dark skin element moved to the north. So did the light skin element. So I didn't go to no police crazy type shit with them try to like shoot and kill me until West Bloomfield when I caught my first case driving while
Wow.
black. You feel me?
Yeah.
Pull over. Whoa, what I do? Huh? Took me to jail, put new all type of charges on me. I woke up the next morning. I thought it was a mistaken identity because I had grown my beard out and I thought, my ID had the clean face. So they was trying to say it wasn't me. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a firearm on me and everything. So, it was a big thing. Gun. I had my license for the gun. They charged me for my gun. I had a license for it. Said I had assault on 8 police officers. Like, this is in paper. I got this. Driving under suspended license. And they said I had the chronic on me. You feel me? 4 charges, threw me in the thing, all that, whatever. All that. I didn't see none of this, hear about none of this until the next morning. Stole my truck, my car keys, my everything. I never got my wallet back, the ID that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They trying to say I was suspended. I'm like, the ID wasn't suspended. Like, check it. And they like, well, we destroyed it. And I'm going through court. Listen. They are crooks, okay? I survived the attack, but they always drawn down on me. Like, yeah, all of that. I was praying, them prayers and all that stuff. I'm talking about the metaphysics. That's when I seen it work for real. When I went and said the holy words, and then, you know what I mean? Hands on the steering wheel, 10 and 2, I ain't moving. I'm just praying. I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? I tried to call my cousin on the phone when he wasn't looking and let her know you know what I mean? My cousin's a lawyer. So I'm like, listen, they surrounded me. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because they came in from every which way, just started blocking me in.
Mm.
And I'm not even running. I'm not, I've never been arrested a day in my life. So trust me. L. Brooks Patterson out there with may he rest in peace. All of that, the Klan is here. They more here in
Oh yeah.
Michigan
I
than they are
mean,
down there in Alabama.
no. And
Trust.
so another thing that you brought up was I noticed over time a lot of northerners
Mm-hmm.
were moving down south.
Mm-hmm.
Catch this. Sad to say, but a lot of crime went up because I was there for years and I didn't have to lock my door. I didn't have to lock my or roll up my window, none of that. So when I would come visit here, my mama would say, where your purse at? And I'd be like, in the car. Girl, do you know where you at?
Right.
Like,
Don't
oh, I
forget
forgot.
that.
We ain't have to do all this.
Wow.
And so even when we moved down there, I kid you not, my neighbor was on our moving truck. So we all drawn up like we about to get down. Like, dude, what you doing? Why you on our truck? He said, oh, no. This is what we do. We helping you. Literally, when they say one person will go to the store for everybody on your block, that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
He would knock on the door like, I'm on my way to the store. Do you need
what you want
anything?
something? Yep.
And I'll be like,
that used to happen on Fisher on my grandma block around the corner from the church.
That was a real thing.
That's still
and then the other thing too, which was different, and it changed my whole persona. Everybody is not out to get you, for one. So you know how we come here.
We're from Detroit. We are all paranoid. Everybody from Detroit is paranoid. So you know how you can't help it.
So you know how we stop at the light and we automatically grim the person next to you or whatever.
I try not to do that as much as
we don't. I don't do it no more. But when you were down there, they would roll down the windows like, how you doing? Like
Southern hospitality, huh?
What did you? I don't know you.
What you to? What is you up to? Right. You want something?
Like, no.
A carjack.
Right. Like we don't talk. What you doing?
Right. What is?
But it was a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And some of these things, I really miss. Like really genuine. Nobody's out here trying to kill you. They're not. You know what I'm saying? My neighbor gave me a brand new. My dog had died and gave me one of their litter. German
Oh,
Shepherd for
yeah.
real. Like,
Wow.
and my I was like, this I would never want to, move back. But because who I am, and because the call came,
Uh,
I was like, I can't feel comfortable living the way I'm living, and my mama and my dad is struggling.
right.
That's not me.
That's that love
And
though.
so I moved back,
It's the
and
heart.
now things are, I know my dad, um, things are, um, my mom getting the help she needs, and things of that nature. Make sure my mom is where she needs to be. So again, this is our family. This is
That's
us.
true. That's true. We all we got. CMB. We all we got.
We are.
People like to forget that, man. Like for real. Like it's sandbox. Like I don't forget that love. I don't forget people. And I used to hear that a lot when people would see me practicing and like really going hard with the music. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you came from. Don't you know what I mean? Like that is I could never do that. Now that I've done things, to me this is weird. Now that I have achieved a little status or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm still humble about it. I talk trash to the other rappers, but that's social media. You know, hip hop is me. Y'all ain't do what I did. Little whippersnappers, get your game up. You know, it's that kind of thing. However, I do find it weird to come back to a lot of my community people and reach out and I'm not received or people just kind of like I don't know or you was,
I
but I
think when
get
we
over
get
it though,
past
you know what I
the
mean? But it used to hurt at first. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna
but when
get
you
all
get
this
past
information. I'm trying to come back and give and show. Look, y'all, or be careful. Like, cause the game get finicky, it's sinister. I've
yeah,
seen some things, and you might be getting ready to jump off a cliff, and I might hey man, be careful. Don't run that fast in that direction. It's a cliff
yeah,
there you can't see.
yeah.
And
That's the whole thing. Like the things that we've learned in our dark places, in our strive to be successful in whatever arena that we're in.
mhm,
I feel like it's our job to tell. I was telling somebody earlier, it's great that I see your results, your end part, but what happened in the beginning? What happened in the
right,
middle to get you
right,
to this?
right,
I'm happy for your success. I'm happy for your results, but I'll shout for real if you tell me what happened in the middle and what the beginning.
right.
Because I bet you didn't know that this was going to happen. No,
Mm-mm.
you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you
Nobody
didn't.
knew. Nobody saw it. Well, you know what's funny though? In my case, in my scenarios, it might be a little bit different. And I'm not on the toot my own horn thing, but I gotta go back to the brother Amin from the Order of Divine Reality, who was teaching us a lot of the information at that particular time, because a lot of us were. He didn't teach nobody that was over than 21 at the time. So his whole thing was younger people because younger people are more flexible. You know, they're not adults yet. They still have a lot to learn, and they haven't become the people they're going to become. Pretty much, kind of like for the rest of their lives. They're not really solidified in one kind of thinking or belief or whatever. You go off to college, and then you get to that college level, and then you kind of really start exploring what your parents may have told you versus what you want to do versus what society's kind of doing. You know what I mean? When you're 14 or not, that's when you kind of like, that's when most people join gangs, 14, 15, or try to join the Peace Corps, or, with me, it was rap, it was hip hop, or, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that at that particular time. So during that maybe like transition from 14, 13, 14, maybe to 19, one's mind is in a certain kind of molding kind of a state. You see what I'm saying? So, or absorption, I would say, not necessarily molding, but you can really take in a lot of information. So, and taking in a lot of this information, the old man used to tell us all the true stuff he had went through, like beginning in and all of that, because his story wasn't necessarily a success story in the end, but he had the money and all of that already. And then he realized what he had to do to keep it. And he said, oh no, 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 no. I didn't know it was about this. So he basically stepped off, tried to go do another business venture, and then same thing came up. Some people wanted him to do some things that he morally he wasn't with. His wife, they was inviting her in the world, and it was about both of them and all of that. And he said no. And then when he said no, business deal didn't go down. They took his name off his office and all the other stuff they had promised him, the houses, the cars, all that stuff. They took all that stuff back. So it was just a lot of situations where he told us the demons, the monsters, the games that they play, um, how to use your friends, how your friends might turn against you. And they say, man, forget it, I want the money. I don't care. Some people morally, they didn't get what we got growing up, coming from the wayside game side of things. Someone might have been street already, but they kept it street. So some of them not really here. Some people were dishonest. But my man, I'm telling you, he told us all these things could and would happen if we did not heed the word. A lot of people that were there that I talked to today, which is really weird, they're upset because he warned them about the things
And they
beforehand.
didn't believe it.
I mean, I know they believe it, but I think it's kind of like maybe they spookily, I guess this is spookily. This is a word I'm using. Spookily, they might feel like he cursed them because he told them because of the
Ahead of time.
warning.
That's
It's how
crazy.
people think. Everybody's not saying. That's what I'm saying. You can give wisdom and all that type to all kinds of people. That does not mean that it's going to sink in.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't mean that he didn't tell you. That doesn't mean that you didn't get the truth. You could have just said, man, and then it happened, and then you scrambling like he did say, and then a lot of them got jammed up. Some of them are upset because you know what I mean. Maybe if he saw them today, he'd be able to look them in the eye and say, "Oh, no, you, you fell off. You ain't listening to nothing. You don't even you failed. F."
Right.
I don't know, but
What time is it? Oh shoot.
it is 4 o'clock on the dot.
Oh boy. Unfortunately.
Yes, the power hour is over.
Yes.
Well, I
But we will
appreciate it.
I will say this.
Yes. What were you
As
saying?
usual,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to get another one where we'll sit down and chat again.
Yes.
Um, and hopefully I can get the whole family together, you
Mhm.
and wifey,
Okay.
and we will chop it up from everybody's point of view of the past, the present, future.
That'd be dope.
And then we'll go from there.
Well, sounds awesome to me, my friend. Thank you for paying attention, listening, caring, and all that, and sharing, and all the people out there in the world and land. Just saying, I'm the man. I did that. I did
Yes,
it. I'm innocent though, but I did
I'm
all
just saying
that.
it's all about the connection. You know,
Yes.
like I said from the beginning, my show is about helping someone one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you want to be in your destiny. This is all. So every person, every guest that I have is about one of those things, whether it's, advertising music, whether it's their
Mhm.
business, connecting with somebody I already know and then they connect. And,
Right.
this is the whole point of why we have the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
History being told, whatever the case may be, or whoever needs it. So I never know until the person start opening their mouth, and a lot of knowledge will never happen if you don't have the platform to have a conversation.
That is the truth. And thank you. I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Mud,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
however, whichever name I choose to call you,
Hmm.
because I'm privileged like that.
Yes, you are. That you are.
um,
Yes. Yes.
Enjoy your family this Saturday,
Yes, I will.
and well, the continue of this Saturday.
Yes. Yes.
I love you,
Love you too, my friend.
and you stay up, sir.
Yes. Like Pastor Ford said, may God help you and keep you.
Right, exactly.
Straight
All
up.
right, I will talk to you later.
Yes, yes. Appreciate you.
All
Thank
right,
you. All right. Peace.
bye.